call the Board of Selectmen's meeting of Wednesday, October 16th to order, 2019. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this meeting, be aware that the meeting is being recorded for use on the internet and on local cable stations. Denise Reyes is on work detail, and so she won't be with us tonight. So it's just Anthony and I. So I guess I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight. And we'll start moving on the agenda. Public hearings, appointments, 7 p.m. application for an antique license at the West Bridgewater Coin and Jewelry Buyers LLC, located at 455 West Center Street.
So all the paperwork is in order. There is no concerns at all from the building department at this point. I believe the applicants are in front of you if you have any direct questions for them.
Okay. Want to say a few words?
Nope.
No? You don't, you use this time for advertising, you don't usually get free advertising,
I'm hoping it'll speak for itself.
Okay. Anthony, do you have any comments?
No questions.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the application as presented,
And just make it always subject to any final paperwork in case the office needs them, please.
subject to any final paperwork.
Okay, I'll second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good luck, that's all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Nice to see you again.
Good
Say
to
hello
see
to
you.
your dad.
I will.
Yeah, okay.
You too. Take care. Have a good night.
Warrants and Board of Selectmen business, approved the meeting minutes of September 18th, 2019.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Accept meeting minutes of October 2nd, 2019.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Vacation carryover request from Jean Upton and Patricia in Gaziola.
Motion to approve both vacation carryover requests.
Okay, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Site plan review modification to existing special permit, planning board, contractor yard located at 31 and 45 Pleasant Street.
So again, this here is on Pleasant Street, as it states. This is Visi Flash signs. Apparently there is a small, what used to be residential building next to them, that it looks like that they must be taking it down or must have purchased. But according to the plan, they would be putting in parking spaces for 38 vehicles, and they were putting in additional storage space in the rear of a warehouse and a storage shed. Again, the building department has no out of the ordinary concerns with it, and it'll go before the planning board as part of their site plan review.
Okay, any question, Anthony?
Nope, none on this one. Motion to approve, or motion to send to the planning board. With
Okay,
no comments.
okay, I'll second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd just like to, probably should have done it at the first of the meeting. Our highway superintendent, Tom Green, passed away. I'd like to have a moment of silence at this time for his passing. Thank you. Site plan review, special permit, planning board, medical marijuana treatment center located at 63 Maple Street.
So, Mr. Chairman, this is again for a medical marijuana facility, not a retail or a recreational facility. It is going to be located on Maple Street Extension, not Maple Street. And we went to the town meeting this past year. We amended our zoning bylaws, which allows the medical marijuana treatment center to be able to be placed into this location. And they are going to follow the applicable site plan review in front of the planning board for a special permit.
Okay, would you like to motion on that, or?
Again, it would be whatever potential concerns that you have, we will capture them and send them over. If there are no
Concerns
concerns,
on
we'll
that?
before we
Yeah,
get
so I
to-
noticed in here the hours of operation are, I think, 8 AM to 8 PM. And I think if they were to, based on this wording, if they were to do any work, not be open to the public, but just be working in the back, and there, it also says they're closed on Sundays, I think they'd be in violation of that. So maybe changing that language if they have the intention of having any back-of-house operations outside of those times. And also, the, I don't think I saw it in here anywhere, but on the liquor licenses, we have police details, or if the police department, if the police chief thinks that they're necessary, there could be traffic impacts. So I'd just like to add that to the special permit as a recommendation as well.
Okay, so we'll add that to the motion.
Yes, that's a motion.
I'll second it. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so voted. Site plan review, a special permit, planning board, contractor's yard located 586 Manley Street.
So this is this has been land that has been for sale for quite some time up on Manley Street. Apparently, they must have purchased about 15 acres according to the review of the paperwork. And they'd be built inserting in a gravel road to allow them to access to the rear of the property. It is in the general residential zone. However, a contractor's yard is still allowed in that district. So again, there is some noted concerns from the building department, but mostly normal applicable items. And so it will go before the planning board for their site plan review and special permit.
Any comments, Anthony, on that? or-
Nothing on that one. I motion to send to the planning board.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So voted. Approve the acceptance of the Conservation Commission of a gift of land from Turn at Riverbend LLC.
So, the Turn at Riverbend is the 40B apartment complex that currently has 48 units on it on 106 adjacent to the golf course that we now own. There's about 5.5 acres that surround that residential complex. The owner of the apartments owns that land and would like to donate that land to the town. The Conservation Commission under Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 8C, can accept the land with either easements or covenants. So what we have done is we've placed a couple of covenants into it because one, the real primary concern that we have is that we want to make sure we have access to Route 106 if we ever want to widen it. So there is an easement for that purpose. And because it also adjoins our golf course, there is an easement so that way the golf course can enjoy the use of that piece of property as well if need be. We discussed this last year at your November 7th, 2018 meeting, in which the board was in favor of it. So we have spent the past year making sure that there's a clean title, making sure that every other issue is addressed and handled. And at this point, the Conservation Commission has now accepted to take it as land for the town of West Bridgewater. And I would ask the Board of Selectmen to approve the acceptance of the Conservation Commission.
Is there a motion or comments?
Motion to approve the acceptance of the conservation land, or the land.
Second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
So voted. Act on the resignation of Jack Sassa from the Open Space and Recreation Committee.
Motion to accept the resignation and send a letter of thanks.
Second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Communication reports on boards and town officials. Okay, is there any comments out there? Anybody would like to say something? We're continuous, I think that's under your report there, of the people over there that are having problems with traffic. I think it's on your report.
So I didn't place it on the report today. I did provide you a letter and an update
Yeah, right.
that I have formally requested the study as the Board of Selectmen recommended and requested that I do to OCPC. I had spoken to the police chief as well. The police chief has had additional police presence on the street. I've reviewed the data with him over the past week as to how many citations were issued and what the average speed was. But yes, we are now in the process of attempting to get a study done from OCPC.
Okay, so it's on the move. I just request secretary to send a copy to Mrs. Metcalf over there and keep her abreast that, that we are working on it. In fact, I did receive a letter of thanks from her for us looking into it. We have received that, and thank her for that letter.
We will.
Okay, a letter from the town of Middleborough Board of Selectmen with the threat of the EE. Is aware, I guess we're in a high area for that too, as well as Middleborough.
Yep, so their concern is that based on the fact that we had such a wet spring, and that we are now aware that Triple E does exist, their concern is that they're critical of the state agency of not conducting any spraying until late summer,
Yeah,
as opposed to earlier in the year, in an attempt to eradicate the mosquitoes prior to them spreading the disease. I'm sure that they have a rationale for what they did, but I can't answer that question. So the town of Middleborough does seem like a legitimate question that should be answered. So they have sent out their letter to all of us as neighboring towns in Plymouth County. They are requesting that the Board of Selectmen from each city or each town send an additional support letter as well, if you agree with their sentiment, and see as to whether or not we can get spraying done earlier in the year, or if some other action can be taken earlier in the year before the detection of Triple E.
yeah, I think that's a good idea, Anything we can do to that, it's certainly where we're having these rain calls. I guess we got another one coming tonight. So, Anthony, you have any comments on this, or?
No, I'm fine with sending a similar letter.
Okay, and that's a motion?
Yeah, that's a motion.
I'll second it. All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So ordered. Correspondence from the public to determine a course of action. Public comments? Anybody wish to speak? Okay, if there's none, town administrator's report, discussion on hiring GIS coordinator.
Yeah, so I placed this on the agenda because I want to provide an advance notice to the board. And just so you're aware, I've also had this conversation individually with Selectman Reyes, since I knew she was going to be in Nashville for work and unable to attend. Last year, there was discussion about hiring a GIS coordinator / IT network administrator. The hope was to hire one person that had the inclination and the skill set to do both jobs, and to probably eventually pay about $80,000 to $90,000. After we've posted for the job, we named a screening committee. Linda, as HR director, chaired that committee, and that committee found that there really is not a comparable skill set, meaning that there's not a person out there that can actually do both jobs. And because we have a GIS need, and because we already have an IT network administrator that would like to retire, the recommendation is that we hire a GIS coordinator now, based on salary surveys and discussion I had with this board a year ago, is to pay, instead of that $80,000 to $90,000 range, that we would pay $50,000 to $55,000, and that we would ask our IT director to stay on for one more year, and then next year look to replace him with a person similar that's retired, or go to a full-time person, have to seek funding for the difference. So with that said, I have interviewed the candidates that the screening committee has brought it down to. They brought it down to 2. I interviewed both, and I am prepared to make a recommendation to the board at your next meeting. But I didn't think that it was fair to bring that person in front of the board and have this discussion about it only being GIS with that person in the room. So again, tonight is just an FYI. If you had any questions, I can answer them. Again, I've talked to each one of you individually on the side, in addition to Selectman Reyes. So everybody is aware as to what is going on. And in the next meeting, I would be bringing that finalist to you and ask you for your ratification vote.
Have you ever explored regional to, have another town have, in other words, we share the coordinator? Was that all researched?
It was. Truthfully, maybe somewhere down the line that could be a potential. But because of our EPA requirements for stormwater management, we have a lot of work to do. This is something that most other towns have already began. We're behind. Obviously, being a smaller town, we have less resources. So in the first at least handful of years, this is going to require a lot of heavy lifting on that person to at least get us to a bare minimum standard. So at this point, I would argue, and I think the committee would argue, that we could not share resources with someone else because we need full 35 hours a week at this point.
So you explored all that, and this is the best way, as you feel that we should be going.
I do.
Anthony, you got any comments?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So the next three are really just nice updates. We have a lot going on in town. An update to you on the 9/11 Memorial Park that we received funding for last year. We went out to bid. You awarded a bidder at a couple of meetings ago. The person has begun the construction project. It will take about 4 to 6 weeks to complete. That's contingent on two things. One is it's contingent on weather, because obviously at this time of the year, it could get cold pretty quick, hopefully not. The second item is that at this time of the year, every municipality and state agency is scrambling to finish their construction work. And so right now, there actually is a shortage on granite. So as long as we do not run into granite issues and weather issues, the job should be done in 4 to 6 weeks. But again, just an update to the board. If you go past the public safety building, you'll see that they've already started doing some construction work there. Howard Street sidewalk is nice. We have started the funding for sidewalks 2 years ago, placing $100,000 a year into a fund. Howard Street has been the first identified street to do. And so that project is ready to begin. We are just finalizing the construction date with a construction company that we went out to bid for as well. And so that'll be nice because it'll be our first brand new sidewalk in town in some time, and eventually allow us to be able to connect from the school down to War Memorial Park, as our next course of action will be to put some sidewalk on River Street. So again, I think that that's a real nice positive. And the last is at War Memorial Park, Phase 3 or Phase 4, depending on how you want to look at it. That project continues with the stone wall update. Again, we went out to bid. Last year, we received $125,000 from CPC funds. They're about half done. They're working as fast as they can, but recently we received a lot of rain. It's hard. We have to keep the water back as they fix those stone walls. And again, they're about 50% of the way done. Weather dependent, they hope to be finished this project by the end of the year as well. Thank you.
Okay, Dave, as far as now that intersection there at Howard Street, and I know we're starting the sidewalks there, and we did talk about a traffic light. Is there anything being done on that to move that along?
Yep. So we received $287,000 from the state.
Right.
And so what we need to do is we are going out to bid right now so we can find out as to how much it's going to actually cost us to install a traffic light. Unfortunately, we do not believe $287,000 will be enough. It should be very similar to what the cost was at East Street, East Center Street, which was about $500,000. So once we have those final numbers in the spring, we will be going back to town meeting to try to secure the difference between what our bids are and what the $287,000 is from the state. And we have to use those funds by December 31st of 2020, so a year from now. So the expectation is to secure the funding at town meeting and then have that be a project in calendar year 2020.
Yeah, I know that we started the East Street, and we had the money come up for engineering to get this thing rolling over there. Maybe, I don't know what the plan is, but we certainly need a light there, and, you know, there's an awful lot of traffic and all the school children and everything else. Now with the new sidewalks and everything else, that'll enhance that whole area.
You're absolutely correct, and Selectman Moreira, you're absolutely right about engineering. So what we did was at this past year's town meeting is that the money that we had left over from the East Street, East Center Street engineering project, we placed into an engineering fund, so we didn't have to go back to the taxpayer for any more money, and we're able to get the engineering for this intersection out of that fund.
Maybe we can talk to Chris too and maybe get that on the tip list, so move it through the Old Colony Planning Council. So, in other words, coming from many directions to get this thing done.
I agree.
Nothing, you have any?
Nothing else?
Did they go too fast?
Ha,
Okay. Anything else you would like to bring up before the board?
Motion to adjourn?
Second, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. And good night.